Alright, guys, look, I'm not gonna lie, man. This was one of the best, worst fights I've ever watched. And what I mean by that is, yeah, it was entertaining as hell. But at the same time, I'm sitting there like, bro, what am I watching? A couple rounds in, and I generally felt like I was watching MMA from the Stone Ages, okay? There's no nice way to say it. Both of these dudes have the most ugliest technique. Paddy's throwing that stiff, awkward, ugly 1-2, and Gaethje just decided, screw it, pressure forward, throw caution to the wind, and see what lands. Now, listen, man. To be fair, it worked for Gaethje. He was able to land bombs here and there, and credit where it's due, okay? He got the job done. But the longer the fight went, the more I was questioning, like, these guys are really the two best fighters we have in the weight class? No, no, far from it. We got Charles Oliveira, we got Max Holloway, and Arman Tsarukyan. Those three guys are leaps and bounds the entire division, okay, when it comes to skills. And in my opinion, this interim title should have had Arman Tsarukyan versus Justin Gaethje. You know, even it's even more clear after this fight. Obviously, that didn't happen. And look, I'm happy for Gaethje. He won. He's now the first ever two-time interim champion. Not sure that's exactly something to hang a banner for, but hey, it's history. That being said, let's be real. This version of Gaethje is not beating Ilya Topuria. My bad. In general, Justin Gaethje, any version of Gaethje, is not beating Ilya Topuria. I'm just being honest here. This fight was entertaining. It was chaotic. But yeah, that's where I'm at with it, okay? Now, when it really comes to the fight, you know, you go to the first round and it was pretty clear right away. Justin was the one pressing forward. Paddy would fire back here and there from rage, especially with those leg kicks. And bro, some of the ugliest leg kicks I've ever seen. Like they were landing sure, but it looked like he learned them off like YouTube at 1.25 speed, you know? But Justin did not respect Paddy at all in this fight. He walked him down, he bullied him, put him in the phone booth, and started roughing him up near the cage. You could tell Paddy was uncomfortable. Justin even landed an uppercut that dropped him. And we saw Justin land some ground and pound in there. And yeah, Paddy didn't get knocked out. You know, he's a sorcerer, lad. You know, the dude got that Hogwarts chin, you know what I'm saying? The crazy part is that Paddy would still randomly land these ugly uppercuts and knees. Like, nothing was really clean, nothing was pretty, but somehow stuff was still landing. Meanwhile, Justin just never stopped coming, clinching, putting him back, forcing a dogfight. That's when it actually got entertaining and sloppy because now it's just hooks flying. Gaethje throwing these massive caveman hooks from a mile away, and to be honest, he's missing half of them. But the pressure alone had Paddy on the back foot for most of the round. Paddy would land kicks here and there, but Justin was clearly trying to turn this into a straight up boxing match. Yeah, there was the eye poke. Gaethje took a page out of the Surreal Gone handbook, but after that, they reset it in the center. Paddy did have a little bit of success again, landing those leg kicks. Still, Justin kept backing him up, bullying him, forcing exchanges, and you could tell over and over again, Gaethje was just getting the better of it. And as soon as round two started, Paddy actually comes out pressing forward a bit. He's landing some leg kicks, trying to get something up, you know. And then Justin's like, nah, we're not doing that. And immediately puts him right back in the phone book. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Justin started grabbing the head, mixing in some of the grappling, some dirty wrestling, literally just putting Paddy's face in the mat and landing some ground and pound at some points of this fight. And I'm sitting there like, yes, this is what I always wanted to see from Justin Gaethje. He never uses his wrestling. He never does. And yeah, his submission defense is basically like non-existent. But the way he was using his wrestling here was actually smart and calculated. Better late than never, am I right? It helped a ton in this fight. And hopefully he remembers this exists in like his future fights. And Paddy eventually gets back up and surprise, surprise, he's sloppy as hell again, throwing these ugly ass combinations that still somehow are landing here and there. But Justin keeps forcing them backwards, and that's where Justin's having all his success. Backing Paddy up, bullying him, dragging him into chaos. And Paddy's still landing some random kicks, but Justin just turns everything into a wild mess and tries to break him in the phone booth all over again. Now, I will say this. Paddy's knees and uppercuts were landing in this round, which actually surprised me. But Justin always has that weird tendency to duck his head like an idiot. So that checks out. It didn't matter though. Justin kept coming, no leg kicks, no finesse, just clinch, pressure, boxing, and I'm gonna break you. That was the most consistent theme of this entire fight. And at one point, Paddy literally started running forward, throwing these big, meaty hooks from a mile away, missing everything. And I'm watching like, why are you not trying to take this fight to the ground? No singles, no doubles, no trips, no judo throws. Nothing. Obviously, he's not a wrestler, but bro, at least try to take the fight to the ground. Holy crap. Instead, he's choosing to stand and bang with Justin Gaethje, which is just insane behavior. Anyways, Justin eventually uses his wrestling again. He hits a front headlock, takes Paddy down, lands some more ground and pound. Then they get back up. Justin lands an uppercut, drops him. Paddy pops right back up like a video game character with unlimited lives. Then Justin lands another big hook and drops him yet again. And Justin just straight up does not respect Paddy's jiu-jitsu at all. Also, yeah, another eye poke. Gaethje's out here studying Cyril Gane's tapes between rounds, okay? Eye poke, right hand, business as usual. The ref lets it go, and I'm like, what are we doing, man? But that's the sport. It's cooked. Paddy survives the ground and pound and makes it to the next round. But I'm not going to lie, at this point, I'm losing complete faith in Paddy. Stylistically, this was actually a decent matchup for Paddy, on paper, and he's not using his grappling at all. 2 rounds in, he's been dropped multiple times, and his solution is still, I'm just going to keep standing and banging for no reason. And I'm sitting here like getting annoyed, like, bro, help yourself. At least try to take the fight down. I'm not even guaranteeing that you're going to be able to take Gaethje down, but at least try, my guy. Fuck. Anyways, the 3rd round starts, and once again, Justin comes forward like a clockwork. Paddy slips a bit, starts moving backward, clearly trying to avoid getting bullied again. And this is finally where Paddy starts having some more success in the center of the cage. He's circling, staying on the outside, and now he's actually using his jab, using his reach. Stuff that I wish he was trying to do in the first 2 rounds. And look, the jabs are ugly as hell, like everything else he throws. But they're landing. Justin looks like he's slowing down a bit. The pace is dropping, and Paddy's touching him up on the outside. Jab, body kicks, more jabs, leg kicks, body kicks. And at one point, I'm like, bro, the momentum is actually shifting. Justin looks a little bit tired, and I don't know if that's staff playing a role, but his pressure definitely wasn't the same. And for a brief moment, man, Paddy started looking like a Wish version of Israel Adesanya, just point fighting on the outside, touching and moving. It was so shitty looking, but it was working. And I was honestly surprised he was landing. He was moving, and Justin kind of looked plodding forward, looking like the Homer Simpson of boxing, just walking into stuff, hoping it works. Now, don't get me wrong. It wasn't domination. Justin still landed here and there, but his output was way down. And Paddy was having way more success in this round than his previous last 2. Even though he was still missing a ton, because let's be real, his striking is complete ass. He was moving, staying off the fence, and making Justin work just to get close. And honestly, that was impressive on Paddy's part. This was the only round I gave Paddy, and I think a lot of people scored it the same way. Easily his best round of the fight. But even when this was happening, I'm still sitting there like, bro, why aren't you trying to grapple at all? The UFC basically gave you the most forgivable stylistic matchup imaginable, and you're still refusing to use your biggest advantage. And at that point, I was just annoyed, like, yeah, Paddy won the round, but overall I'm thinking this is embarrassing. 2 rounds down, dropped multiple times, and finally you decide to jab and move around and not try to use his grappling. Come on, man. But yeah, 3rd round goes to Paddy, no doubt about it. So we get to the 4th round, and Paddy actually starts off decent. He's landing a lot to the body in the middle of the cage, body jabs, body kicks, and he's backing up Justin just a bit. And at this point, I'm like, okay, momentum's still alive. I don't know why he's refusing to grapple, but hey, he's landing, so I'll give him that. Justin, though, still looks like he's slowing down. Paddy keeps touching him to the body, digging shots to the stomach, and for a moment, it looks like he might be actually building something. And then Justin's like, all right, I'm done playing. And then he just turns the switch back on. Starts coming forward aggressively, starts brawling, clinching, making it ugly. And this is where Paddy finally decides to try to wrestle in the 4th round. Better late than never, I guess. He shoots, stuffs, and Justin ends up on top. Justin lands some ground and pound, nothing too crazy, but enough to flip the momentum right back. They get back up, and it's the same story all over again. Justin grabs the legs, picks Paddy up, dumps him, and just starts pressuring nonstop. And at this point, Paddy looks like he's breaking. He's trying to clinch, trying to jab, trying to brawl back, but Justin keeps closing the distance and eventually corners him against the cage. And once he does that, it's over. Justin rocks him, not once, but twice. And now, this is easily Justin's most dominant round of the fight. Paddy's getting beaten up everywhere. Head, body, legs, even knees to the groin at one point. A lot of cheating in this fight, but that's besides the point. In the clinch, in the pocket, wherever they are, Justin is just winning most of the exchanges. And Paddy did have a few tiny moments here and there, but they were so brief that they barely mattered. Every time it looked like he might do something, Justin just took over again and again. Even at the end of the round, Justin takes him down one more time just to drive a point home, you know? And I'm sitting there like, bro, this is embarrassing. This fight alone tells you everything about who Paddy is as a fighter and how good, ugly, and effective Justin Gaethje can be when he decides just to break someone. Anyways, we get to the fifth round, and I'm not gonna lie, it's too late. I already lost all hope in Paddy at this point. I already knew my pick was cooked, but like I said earlier, I wouldn't have been surprised if Justin won anyways, and that's exactly how it played out. Paddy came out trying to be urgent. He was trying to shoot takedowns again, and it he didn't really have any success. But man, it's just too late. The damage is done. They have another wild back and forth exchange, chaotic as hell. But in my opinion, Justin still edged the round out. Pressure, toughness, just doing more what matters. And that's pretty much how the fight went. Justin Gaethje wins. He becomes the UFC interim champion, which is interesting because now we're talking about Gaethje versus Topuria. And look, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. That fight does nothing for me. I think Justin probably gets finished in the first or second round. This feels like a straight up filler fight for Ilia Topuria, and let's keep it real. No matter who won tonight, it was always going to be a filler fight. Now, with Paddy, at least you could have sold it a bit more with Paddy and Topuria, big names, big stars, there's a storyline, all that. It would have been more entertaining from a promotion standpoint, at least, but it is what it is. Now, as for Paddy, I'll give him this. He showed his heart, he didn't quit. I think he's a legit top 15 guy, maybe even a top 10 guy on the right now, but he's not a top 5 guy. He's not the elite of the elite. And this fight kind of exposed that. He's got a lot of work to do. If he goes out there and beats someone like a BSD or a Moicano, I'll give him credit. I will. But until then, I just wasn't a fan of this whole Mickey Mouse streak into a title shot. That just rubbed me the wrong way. But those are just my honest thoughts of the entire situation. But what do you guys think? Let me know in the comments down below. And if you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And like always, guys, I'll see you on my next one.